Most retirees assume bigger automatically means safer. The boating community knows that's not always true. In fact, one of the safest retirement cruising boats ever built is just 32 feet long. Today we're counting down 7 boats that have earned extraordinary reputations for keeping their owners safe, and the boat at number 1 has earned a reputation that money alone can't buy. The trust of the people who've actually taken it there. Let's get into it. Number 7. Mainship 34 Trawler. Picture this. You're new to boating, 6 months into retirement, and you're the one at the helm because your spouse still isn't comfortable running the boat solo. The last thing you need is a vessel with a dozen systems to think about. That's exactly why the Mainship 34 keeps showing up on lists like this one. It's a single-engine trawler, and that simplicity isn't a compromise, it's a genuine safety feature. Fewer systems mean fewer things that can surprise you at exactly the wrong moment. Here's something worth knowing. Thousands of retirees have completed the Great Loop in Mainships over the past few decades, making it one of the most common sights among experienced loop cruisers year after year. That's not a coincidence. It's a boat that ordinary people trust with an extraordinary journey. The hull gives you a steady, settled motion through choppy water instead of the sharp, jarring bounce you get from boats built for speed. And visibility from the helm is genuinely excellent, which matters enormously the first time you're threading through a crowded channel and realize how much confidence a clear sightline actually gives you. The honest drawback is age. Most Mainship 34s on the market are older boats, and condition varies significantly from one to the next, so a thorough survey matters more here than on a newer build. As reassuring as the Mainship is, the next boat solves a problem every liveaboard couple eventually discovers: getting a good night's sleep at anchor. Number 6. Mariner 37. Picture something different. It's 9 at night, you're anchored somewhere quiet after a long day, and instead of drifting off to sleep, you're wide awake because the boat won't stop rocking. That's the exact problem the Mariner 37 was built to solve, and it's a big part of why owners talk about this boat with such loyalty, even though it rarely gets the spotlight bigger names attract. The full displacement hull wasn't designed to be fast. It was designed to be steady, and that priority shows up most clearly at anchor, where a lighter, flatter-bottomed boat rocks and jolts through every passing wake while the Mariner 37 settles into something closer to stillness. Owners consistently mention this as the single biggest reason they sleep better aboard than they expected to. Here's a detail that stands out. The interior layout was clearly designed by someone who understood liveaboard life rather than weekend cruising, with genuine separation between sleeping and living spaces, and a galley positioned so the cook isn't cut off from everyone else. For a couple planning to actually live aboard for months, that layout decision matters more than any brochure feature. The diesels commonly paired with this boat have long, well-documented service lives, which means fewer surprises hundreds of miles from the nearest marina with a full-service shop. The honest downside is speed. This is not a boat for anyone in a hurry, and its steady 7 or 8 knots will test the patience of anyone hoping to cover serious ground quickly. The Mariner solves the sleep problem beautifully, but the next boat solves the one that keeps most first-time owners up at night before they've even left the dock: docking anxiety. If you're finding this helpful so far, take a second to hit the like button, subscribe to Boat Hunter, and turn on the notification bell. We post a new video every single day covering real boats, real safety considerations, and honest advice for retirement cruising. Number 5. Tug R27. Here's something most people don't consider until they've actually lived it. The moment that creates the most anxiety in retirement cruising usually isn't a storm offshore, it's docking. Arriving at an unfamiliar marina, wind pushing the boat sideways, other vessels close enough that a mistake actually matters. That's the exact scenario the Tug R27 was built to remove the stress from. And it does it with bow and stern thrusters that let you nudge the boat precisely where it needs to go with the press of a button. When your spouse is standing on the bow handling the dock lines and you're easing into a slip you've never seen before, being able to control the boat with that kind of precision doesn't just make docking easier. It lowers your stress level the instant you approach the marina, because you already know how this is going to go. The helm is surrounded by huge windows that give genuinely excellent visibility in every direction, which matters constantly, whether you're navigating a busy channel or simply keeping track of a kayaker who's wandered closer than you'd like. The Volvo diesel has a strong reliability reputation, and the systems throughout the boat are straightforward enough that most owners can understand and maintain them without needing a specialist on call. The honest drawback is size. At 27 feet, a couple planning a full year aboard will eventually feel that space limitation, especially coming from a house with considerably more room to spread out in. Docking confidence solves one kind of anxiety, but the next boat addresses something deeper, the fear that a bad forecast could catch you somewhere genuinely dangerous. Number 4. Grand Banks 36 Classic. Here's a fact that tends to surprise people who assume older automatically means less capable. Grand Banks 36 Classics, built in the 1970s, are still crossing open water today, on their original hulls in the hands of owners 2 or 3 generations removed from the original buyer. That kind of longevity isn't luck. It's the result of construction that modern production costs have made increasingly rare, a semi-displacement hull built with a thickness and integrity that simply holds up. Picture crossing Lake Michigan on a day when the forecast wasn't quite as calm as promised. Instead of feeling every gust and every swell individually, the Grand Banks 36 moves through it with a solidity that lets you actually enjoy the passage instead of white-knuckling the wheel and counting down the miles. Wide walk-around decks with solid handrails let you move safely around the boat in genuinely bad weather, which matters more than people expect until they're handling a line in the rain on a boat that wasn't built with that safety margin in mind. The honest downside is teak maintenance. Those beautiful decks require real, ongoing care, and owners who let that maintenance slide eventually face an expensive restoration bill. The Grand Banks earns its confidence through decades of proof, but the next boat earns it through something you can feel the moment you step aboard. Number 3. American Tug 34. One reason the American Tug 34 has earned such a loyal following is its reputation for heavy-duty construction. Owners consistently describe it as feeling more substantial than many boats of similar size, and you notice that the moment you step aboard. This isn't heaviness for its own sake. It's the result of a builder thinking specifically about what happens when conditions get difficult, rather than what looks impressive at a boat show. The pilot house arrangement gives you a clear view in every direction, and that visibility matters in ways that go beyond convenience. Navigating a crowded lock, watching for commercial barge traffic on a busy river, keeping an eye on a kayaker who's drifted too close to the channel, all of it becomes genuinely safer when you can actually see what's happening around your boat instead of guessing. Picture cruising the intracoastal waterway without checking the weather app every 20 minutes because you trust the boat beneath you can handle more than what the forecast is predicting. That's the quiet confidence American Tug owners describe consistently, almost word for word, regardless of which owner you ask. The engine room is laid out with real maintenance access in mind, a genuine advantage for retirees planning to handle their own upkeep during months away from a marina with a mechanic on call. The honest drawback is cost. American Tugs are not inexpensive, and that premium shows up in both the purchase price and the ongoing expense of ownership. The American Tug earns trust through solid construction, but the next boat earns it through something rarer, decades of ordinary owners proving it offshore. Number 2. Kadey-Krogen 36. Here's something worth knowing about the Kadey-Krogen community before we talk about the boat itself. Owners of this model have completed ocean crossings, not just coastal passages, in vessels that were never marketed as blue water yachts. That track record wasn't an accident. It was the entire design intention from the very beginning. The full displacement hull isn't trying to be fast. It's engineered for efficiency and stability at slower speeds, and in genuinely rough conditions that priority becomes obvious immediately. A lighter, faster hull gets knocked around by confused seas. The Krogen finds a settled rhythm instead, one that lets the crew actually rest rather than brace against every swell for hours at a time. Imagine a multi-day passage where the weather isn't cooperating the way you'd hoped. Instead of white-knuckling through it, you're moving steadily and predictably, the boat simply doing what it was engineered to do while you make coffee in the galley like it's an ordinary Tuesday. The Kadey-Krogen owner community is one of the boat's quiet advantages too. An active, generous group of people who share real passage experience and honest maintenance advice, which matters enormously for a retiree who's newer to serious cruising and wants access to people who've already faced the situations they're worried about. The honest downside is speed, or the lack of it. This is a boat for patient cruisers. Anyone hoping to cover ground quickly will find the Krogen's steady 7 or 8 knots restrictive. The Krogen has crossed oceans in the hands of ordinary retirees. But one boat on this list has earned something even rarer, a reputation that experienced cruisers bring up almost automatically whenever the conversation turns to safety. Before we get to our number 1 pick, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Boat Hunter, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming. This next boat has one of the strongest safety reputations in all of recreational boating, and you're going to want to see why. Number 1. Nordic Tug 32. Imagine you're halfway across Lake Michigan. The forecast was supposed to call for 2-foot seas. Instead, the wind shifts. Waves build faster than anyone predicted. The temperature drops 10 degrees in 20 minutes. Suddenly you understand why experienced cruisers say the safest boat isn't always the biggest one. It's the one that keeps you calm when the conditions stop cooperating. And that's exactly why the Nordic Tug 32 earns our number 1 spot. The reason comes down to a single feature more than any other: the fully enclosed pilot house. On an open flybridge boat, deteriorating weather leaves you with limited options: endure the exposure or scramble to find somewhere to wait it out. On the Nordic Tug 32, that scenario simply doesn't exist the same way. You're warm, dry, and fully protected regardless of what's happening outside, and that protection isn't a comfort feature. It's a genuine safety feature, because a captain who's exhausted, cold, and soaked makes worse decisions than one who's alert and dry. Here's a fact that surprises a lot of people researching this boat for the first time. Nordic Tug 32s have completed the Great Loop in numbers that far exceed most comparably sized vessels, and a striking number of those owners say the same thing when asked why they chose this boat. They didn't want the fastest option. They wanted the one that would keep them out of trouble. The semi-displacement hull handles following seas, one of the most disorienting and genuinely dangerous conditions any boat can face, with a confidence that flat-bottomed or lighter boats simply cannot match. Picture running down the Chesapeake Bay with weather building behind you, pushing you from astern, the kind of condition that makes inexperienced captains nervous for good reason. Instead of that familiar anxiety, you're settled into the pilot house, dry, warm, fully in control, watching the weather do exactly what weather does, while the boat handles its half of the equation without complaint. Construction quality throughout reflects decades of refinement, rather than a single production run chasing a trend. The Cummins diesel, commonly paired with this boat, has an excellent reliability record, with parts and service support available almost anywhere you'd actually be cruising, which matters enormously when you're somewhere along the Tennessee River and need attention quickly rather than in 3 weeks. There's a reason you'll often see Nordic Tug owners smiling when the weather forecast starts making everyone else nervous. They know something newer boaters eventually learn. The goal isn't to find a boat that never sees bad weather. It's to find one that keeps you thinking clearly when bad weather finds you. There's something else worth mentioning. Nordic Tug owners rarely sell these boats quickly. Ask around any marina where one is docked, and you'll often find an owner who's had theirs for a decade or more, not because they couldn't sell it, but because they never wanted to. The honest downside is that the enclosed pilot house, while a genuine safety advantage, does reduce the open-air connection to the water that some owners enjoy on calm, beautiful afternoons. And the boat carries a price premium that reflects its reputation and its capability. Ask 10 experienced Great Loop cruisers which boat they'd trust to carry their family through deteriorating weather, and you'll hear several different answers. Ask which boat consistently earns respect for making ordinary people feel like confident captains, and the Nordic Tug 32 is almost always part of that conversation. At the end of the day, retirement cruising isn't about owning the biggest boat at the marina. It's about waking up in places most people only ever see on vacation, watching the sunrise with a cup of coffee in hand, dropping anchor somewhere quiet with nowhere you need to be until you decide otherwise, and knowing, without having to think about it, that the boat beneath your feet is one you trust completely. Because confidence is what turns retirement into adventure. And every boat on today's list has earned that confidence in its own way. If one of these boats would be your retirement cruiser, tell us which one in the comments. I read every one. Thanks for watching Boat Hunter. I'll see you in the next one.